So this is the butt end of the log. The top end is down the other end. Sawmill comes in from this side. So I always start with the butt end of the log. I need 12 inches, and I have 12 inches on the top. So I just estimate 12 inches, which is about 6 inches in the middle of the log, 12 inches, and I take a reading at the bunk, 16 and a half inches. So I come down to this end. There's a jack here. Again, I find the middle of the log just by eyeball, and I see 15 inches, 15 and a half. So I have to jack this up 1 inch, which is about 12 or 16 pumps on this jack. $16 and a half. It's a little much, maybe 12 pumps. $16 and a half, 12, that's balanced pretty well right there. I could base this measurement off the very tip, but sometimes there's a hook in the end. I use the side of the log here much more than basing it off the ends of the log. And now I proceed to cut at 16 and a half inches, if I can remember it. For the finished cut, I'll take off passes to that, say, inch or 5/4 or something, down to my 16 and a half inches. So now I've cut my first cut, and this is the width. I'm shooting for 12 inches wide, and it's 1.5 inch planks that I'm cutting out, 1.5 inch thick. So I look at my 1.5 inch scale over here as my 1.5 inch, 3 1/8, 4 3/4, 6 3/8, 8, 9 5/8, 11 1/4. And I think it's 11 1/4 is pretty decent. So here at the big end, down to the bunk, because everything's based off the bunk there, I find 11 1/4, or I balance it out on the log, and that's right about there. And I might round it to a nice neat 16 inches. I don't know if you can see that down there, but 16 inches at the bunk. So then I take that, come down to this bunk right here, and a little less wood here, but I still balance out the 11 1/4 and measure 14 1/2 to the bunk. So that's got to come up, what did I say, that was 16, so it's got to come up 1.5 inches. And then I cut at 16 inches based off the big end. I based it off the big end. You hear that? But it's also taking into consideration the small end. You can look at it that way too. The small end dictates what your big end, which is fixed, and then I adjust my small end to that number on the big end. Yeah, think about that.